couple of scientists have been stuck inside their research laboratory from the beginning of the quarantine up until the present.
Oh! I did not see you there. Welcome to our fantastic laboratory. Right now, I'm actually working on something big. Ever wondered where the materials that are used for 3D printing come from? Well, aside from plastic, resin, and metal, there are more natural sources such as collagen from animals. And we may have potentially discovered a new source, an aquatic one too. Mr. Gatbonton is here to introduce you to our research.
Good day, everyone. We wanted to address the problem of the lack of sustainable sources of collagen for the production of 3D biomaterials. Fortunately, we came across a study on the fish species Oreochromis niloticus, which tested the properties of its type 1 collagen and the prospects of it being used as an alternative to mammalian collagen. With this information, we decided to study the fish species Catsuonus pelamis. Three properties of type 1 collagen from Catsuonus pelamis were tested: the denaturation temperature, hydroxyproline, and solubility. However, given the lack of resources, we conducted a meta-analysis instead of an experimental research. Let me call on one of my colleagues, Miss Plantilla, to present our recent findings.
Inside another part of the laboratory is Miss... Oh? Where could she be?
Finally! I found it! Oh, hello! I was just looking for our data. We compared the summary of our findings from included research to the data on collagen derived from calf skin and collagen derived from the fish species Catsuonus pelamis, which is regarded as a great aquatic alternative to mammalian collagen. Follow me to the right over here, where our forest plot diagrams are presented. Before we begin, let me demonstrate to you how we can interpret the forest plot diagram. Since the research used a standardized mean difference, the null line of effect is 0. If our data crosses the null line of effect, it means that the meta-analysis favors the controlled variables, which in this case, the Oreochromis niloticus and calf skin. Since the constant that we decided on was 1, if the standardized mean difference is less than 1, the data on the intervention can be considered negligible and comparable to the controlled variables. Do you understand?
Did you get that? Well, I sure did. Yeah, I understand.
Alright, let's get started. The first meta-analysis presents that all studies cross the null line of effect and that 2 out of the 5 studies have a standardized mean difference of less than 1. This means that the denaturation temperature of Oreochromis niloticus is better, but the denaturation temperature of Catsuonus pelamis is comparable. This presents that all studies cross the null line of effect and that 0 out of the 5 studies have a standardized mean difference of less than 1. This means that the denaturation temperature of calf skin is better, which was expected, and the denaturation temperature of Catsuonus pelamis is not comparable. Ms. Acyatan will present the remaining 2 diagrams.
Hello everyone, I'm back. The third meta-analysis presents that all studies cross the null line of effect and that 1 out of the 6 studies have a standardized mean difference of less than 1. This means that the hydroxyproline content of Oreochromis niloticus is better. But data on Q et al. From 2019 indicates that the hydroxyproline content of the collagen extracted from Catsuonus pelamis is comparable to Oreochromis niloticus. Lastly, the fourth meta-analysis presents that all studies cross the null line of effect and that 0 out of the 6 studies have a standardized mean difference of less than 1. This means that the hydroxyproline content of calf skin is better and that there is no similarity between the hydroxyproline content of the collagen extracted from Catsuonus pelamis and calf skin.
Overall, the collagen extracted from Catsuonus pelamis is not better than the collagen extracted from both calf skin and Oreochromis niloticus.
Hold on. So it means that the collagen extracted from Catsuonus pelamis can't be utilized?
Narrator chill. Not exactly. There are some studies that indicate that certain properties of the type 1 collagen extracted from Katsuonos pelamis make it a promising alternative. Thus, its prospects as an alternative 3D printing biomaterial should be further studied through experimental means.
That is all for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.